Piss off, man.
Sounds on.
Sounds on. Right. Hopefully this is all good. You are joining us just before kick-off.
We've suffered some technical difficulties.
A few technical difficulties, but we should be okay to bring you the game. Alfreton Town against Banbury United today on Tuesday night. Rainy, not as rainy as last week against South Shields.
No, but it's there.
It is there.
It's drizzle.
We'll have to whiz through the teams quickly. So, Alfreton Town tonight we've got in goal number 1 George Willis, number 5 Ken Diggy, number 6 Dwayne Wiley, and number 4 Adam Lund, number 8 George Cantrell, number 10 Liam Waldock, number 12 Harry Perrett, number 22 Billy Fuster, and number 23 Nathan Newell, number 24 Jerry McDonough, and that's not right, that's 10 players. Number 7 Jordan Thewlis, and on the bench we've got number 2 Josh Claxton, number 9 Jake Day, number 11 Lewis Salmon, number 13 Jake Askew, and number 14 Sean Brisley.
And for the visitors today, they start with number 1 Jack Harden in goal, number 3 Jack Davies, number 4 Simeon May, number 6 Ty Fleming, number 7 Aidan Elliott Wheeler, number 8 and captain is Lawson Diath. Number 9 is Ken Charles, number 11 is Albert Wood, number 16 is Ricky Johnson, number 20 is Lewis Hall, and number 32 is Emmanuel Maha Awesu. And on the bench is 10 Craig Hewitt, 12 Joe Wilson, 15 Harley Giles, 17 Zach Scott, and 19 Ethan Fitzhugh.
Right, we have had a kick-off switch.
I'm gonna wipe the camera. I'm gonna wipe the camera.
I was going to say we are.
Is that better?
Looking a bit
How are we
flashbang.
looking? Oh,
If you can get the stream up. Kick-off is moments away. The kick-off, there has been a change of ends. Alfreton are going to be shooting to our right, as opposed to what would usually be
Billy Fuster
the second half.
kicks us off.
We are underway. Obviously, today, a chance for Alfreton to extend their current home form and make a further push for that playoffs. Obviously, the win against South Shields on Tuesday night was a fantastic result, a fantastic performance.
Yeah, and Alfreton are yet to concede a goal at home this year.
There you go. There's your Matty stat.
My Matty stat and the
2024, no goals conceded at the Impact.
And the score predictions for today, I'm going to go with a nice, comfortable 3-0.
3-0. I'm going to lean on the cautious side, and I'm going to go for a... No, actually, no. I'll go for a 2-0 Alfreton win. Obviously, I got it spot on last week. I predicted 1-0. Final score was 1-0.
Banbury come in behind. Ball flicked up into the area. It was brought down by Ricky Johnson, but it was blocked and away.
But yeah, obviously tonight, Banbury at the lower end of the table, but that's not going to mean it's going to be an easy ride for Alfreton. Any team can beat any team in this league, as we've seen so many times. And it's been a bit of a theme sometimes with Alfreton putting in good performances against the better teams in the league and then sometimes struggling against the lower ranked teams. And in the midst of that, we'd have seen the first shot of the game, Ken Charles for Banbury breaking in and having a shot at goal. George Willis making a simple claim.
Yeah, we've got plenty of other action across the National League North.
Liam Waldock is in here. Could be an early goal. Oh, it's just wide. It was a nice little ball knocked down by Jerry McDonough. Liam Waldock latched onto it, got it past his man, but I think he's took it a little bit too far just with the first touch, to the point where he's either got to go. He couldn't really go round the keeper anymore. He had to try and go over the goalkeeper, and then obviously didn't have enough space between the goalkeeper and the post, and it's gone wide of the goal. But a quick response from Banbury's early opportunity.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, very good. I was looking at the fixtures. But I think I've picked 2 fixtures really to watch for us tonight. First being Charlie are hosting Tamworth. Obviously, Charlie are a team in and around us. And as I say, that Jerry McDonough finds his way down the right-hand channel and cuts the ball back for Waldock.
Oh, and it's a goal. 1-0 to Alfreton Town in the early stages. It's a lovely ball across the face of goal from Jerry McDonough. It comes up to the edge of the box, really, for Liam Waldock, and he just places it in the bottom left-hand corner. He knows he's got the time, he knows he's got the space, and he knows that he can beat the keeper from where he is. Just like that, 1-0.
The prediction's on. 3-0, come on.
Yeah, can I change mine?
I thought that was great, honestly. Look there, the goal kick. It's come up, it's come straight back. Jerry McDonald, great run down the right-hand channel. Great cut back, just too far behind the Banbury defenders, and Waldock arrived. First time, side foot, placement, precision. Not as much power, but
No.
he put it right where he needed to in that bottom corner. But for third time's a charm, the fixtures I've picked as the ones to watch.
Here we go.
Charlie hosting Tamworth. Obviously, Charlie a team in and around the playoff places. Tamworth top of the league. I'm sure it's one where...
Oh, I'm going to have to cut you again.
Oh.
No, I'm not. Maybe Jordan Thewlis with the ball deep. He goes for a long shot. Keeper's got back to his line, though, and he has spilt it. Yeah, sorry for the third interruption there. Get through the games while you can.
So, yeah, Charlie Tamworth, that's one. And the other one for me is Hereford and Chester FC, both up in the midst of the playoffs. Someone's going to drop points there tonight, so that's going to be one to keep an eye on from our perspective.
And I believe, providing that Boston haven't taken an early lead at the same time, Alfreton Town have now become the all-time National League North top scorers with 902, I want to say.
Yeah, we were tied 901 with Harrogate Town before today. Boston were 1 goal behind us, obviously a 1 goal behind tying the record, and as we've scored first night, we become the new all-time National League North goal-scoring table toppers.
There we go. I was going to say Harrogate obviously had that record for a while, but have been in League Two for a considerable amount of time now, so it doesn't look like they're going to be threatening to retake that crown anytime soon.
In the dizzy heights of the Football League.
Alfreton Town have themselves a free kick just in front of the halfway line and a chance to cause some more problems for the Banbury United defence. And I mean, it was... You can't really say it was on them. The goalkeepers sort of tried to pick out a man on the side, this near side to us. The ball's just gone straight back down the line. McDonald's cut it back, and it's one of those where, you know, everyone's rushing back and they're sort of overcompensating, and McDonald knows that, so he places it sort of behind the defensive line, but still in just enough space for Waldock to be able to have a crack from outside the area or on the edge of the area and find the back of the net.
And just a little bit of information for those who missed it. Obviously, George Cantrell is playing tonight as his red card at Darlington was rescinded. People were a bit confused about why it was rescinded because it was a second yellow card, which we shouldn't have been able to appeal. But the referee, admittedly, booked the wrong player.
Yes.
And sent off the wrong player as a result. And as that... Obviously, as it wasn't a matter of opinion, it was a matter of being completely wrong. The club worked hard, and the people who do that did well. And now George Cantrell is available to play tonight with no suspension.
No, and it would have been a big miss in the middle of the park. Obviously, there are players that could come in, but George Cantrell is just that sort of player that gives you absolutely everything for 90 minutes, no matter what. Banbury United breaking forward themselves here with a deep ball into the area.
Yeah, Elliot Wheeler on that far side was looking for someone in the box, and the cross didn't really have any whip on it, but it came with a bit of direction. I had a little bit of a sinking feeling, thinking, is that going to
end up in the back of the net?
Nestle in the far corner, but George Willis watches it go past his post, and Alfred and all that have a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, that Cantrell red card was just amazing, really, for all the wrong reasons. You don't really see many cases of mistaken identity in today's game,
No,
but it was just
not when you're confusing George Cantrell with Billy Fuster.
No.
There's not many players who look like George Cantrell because there's not many people who have such magnificent hair.
No, you're quite right. But obviously that being overturned, it would have been able to play on Saturday and then miss today's game.
Yes.
Had it not been overturned, and had the game have been played on Saturday, obviously, unfortunately, we saw that postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. It took a bit of a battering against South Shields, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, well, I think we were one of the few games that managed to get on Tuesday, and then I think the only team who were at home again on the Saturday. So the pitch was what I described as Cantrell's heat map from Tuesday night. There was just patches everywhere, but it looks great tonight. So grounds team have done a very good job once again. And Adam Lund is on the far side near the away dugout with a long throw-in in a nice area.
Probably a first opportunity to get one of these straight into the area. We have seen him go short a few times as of late.
Much to my frustration every time.
But it does look like this one's going to go into the area.
Yeah, I think Banbury are leaving players out to stop us from going short.
There you go, in it comes. Flicked on by Wiley. Cleared away to the edge of the area. Newell knocks it back to Lund, who tries to get it back inside into the box, but it's cleared away once again. Finally away. Out for another throw.
I think the boys are quite fortunate to have that week off with the game getting postponed on Saturday because the pitch was very heavy on Tuesday. I'm sure they were very tired. Obviously not a full-time team, so you don't have like the next day's recovery session. All the lads will go to work the next day. And then to play another full-time team on the Saturday and what would have definitely been a heavy pitch again. Yeah. The pitch is going to be heavy tonight, so having that break at the weekend is probably ideal in terms of the weight on the legs. I mean, you were complaining about your legs today after one leg day. Can you imagine?
No, I wouldn't want to put myself through it. I wouldn't have wanted to walk out onto the pitch. But no. Getting some grief. Is it because we look like we've been flashbanged? We've been asked to check the live stream comments. Why are we sat in front of the brightest light in the world? No, we are not in heaven. We are although
it's the rain.
Yeah, you could argue the after 3 minutes wasn't too bad. Consider that a heavenly start. Straight into the lead.
Unbelievable little metaphor there.
Thank you,
Love
mate.
that from you.
It's me, my A-level English coming in clutch.
Oh, we didn't do words of my A-level English. We figured out how babies learn to speak. Proper wafflers, aren't we? Anyway, back to the game.
Banbury looking to go direct, find a ball down the line. Left by Newell for Dwayne Wiley.
I give the
hacks that one out of play.
The camera another wipe.
Out of the ground. I don't know if that was making it better or worse, or neither.
Yeah, probably. It's just that I think it's the rain getting on the lens and
potentially, and also the fact that we're sort of right in the position where that floodlight and that floodlight are probably just about meeting and catching the camera here, but we are glowing, yeah. Probably it's the third different setup we've had for a home game. The first one we were just using the old trusty laptop webcam for the Tamworth game. South Shields we were relegated to the press box due to the severe conditions. Would have damaged the tech that we've got up here with us. But we're back, albeit in a state of some heavenly light.
Jordan Thewlis gives away a free kick on the far side. Just put his hands on in Elliot Wheeler, and he went to the ground quite easily, but I think it was a foul.
He's always going to in that kind of position, isn't he?
Yeah, so
draw the free kick.
A free kick probably 20 yards from the Banbury byline.
It's going to be the goalkeeper to take it down the line, left-footed.
It's a great knock, but only to the head of Dwayne Wiley.
Thewlis getting it under control, trying to find some space. Lund gives it away, although Wiley makes the interception. His clearance is blocked, and I think it's ricocheted off of Nathan Newell and results in a Banbury throw. It's May for Banbury on the throw-in. Doesn't look like he's going to cannon it into the box akin to Adam Lund. He goes short. Little pass inside. Ooh, Charles goes down, but no foul given. Chance for Alfreton to counter potentially. Nice little bit of play.
Great football.
It's not Brazil. Billy Fuster looks to switch it over to Jordan Thewlis, but it's got a bit too much curl on it. And a chance for Banbury to come straight back at Alfreton.
I was a bit confused there. I thought we had Billy Heath in the dugout, not Johan Cruyff. Total football there.
That was beautiful. A few little incisive triangles on the break. Unfortunately, didn't come to anything. Free kick to Banbury, just inside the...
Still the only
Alfreton
goal across the National League North tonight. Proving why we are the league's all-time top scorers.
Yeah, there you go. 902. And if Boston fail to score, or if Alfreton score again, can either stretch the lead, but we will hopefully end the night as the all-time league top scorers. Free kick to be taken by the number 8 for Banbury. Diath falls to the Banbury man on the edge, but it's swiftly closed down by Liam Waldock, who tries to release Jordan Thewlis on the break.
There's one-on-one with Simon.
Oh, it's a great ball. Jerry McDonough. Can he get his head up? He gets the shot away, but it's saved by the goalkeeper. It was sort of a difficult scenario. He did have Billy Fuster to his right, but that passing lane was probably covered by the defender, and he had to rush the shot, and eventually couldn't quite get enough power on it to beat Jack Harding, who just made a simple save down to his left.
And Lewis Hall coming down the left-hand side now. Not
Good
the
play.
Lewis Hall.
No, he's not been loaned out from Newcastle.
No, cross straight into the hands of George Willis there. Comes and collects nice and comfortably.
Up it comes from George Willis towards McDonough. Just about flicks it on, but it's back to the Banbury defender. Bit of head tennis. And it eventually drops to the Banbury captain Diath, but he loses out. Here is Thewlis, pokes it back for Liam Waldock. Back to Thewlis, under pressure. Goes down under the challenge of Charles, but he manages to keep the ball, the Banbury man, and they have a chance now on this left-hand side, up against Perrott. A few step-overs, gets past him, blocked by Diggy, and
Waldock
thankfully
will pick it up.
back to Waldock.
He's got no one on though, clips it forward for Jerry McDonough, brings it down well. Oh,
Pokes it out to Nathan Newell. Fantastic bit of hold-up play from McDonough.
a proper hold-up striker.
He's been so impressive since he's come in. Newell trying to beat his man here on the left.
And he does
Cuts
get past
inside,
Albert Wood.
back outside. In comes the cross. Not
Just
finding
behind.
anyone, unfortunately.
Just behind all the Alfreton bodies in the box.
Nice bit of trickery, though, on that left-hand side from Nathan Newell.
Yeah, and Banbury looked to counter-attack, looked to play a ball out to the near side to us. And as Ken Giles was going to get it, Harry Perrott went to step up. He probably would have kept it under control, but he did slip just as he stepped forward, which meant all he could do was block it. But we do have some goals. Interestingly, Charlie have taken the lead at Tamworth.
Ooh.
Is that
That's
is that the first time they've conceded in God knows, or did they concede the last game?
no, I think that is the first time they've conceded in 10 games.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation just before if they were going to break that, because I believe the record did stand at 10 games in the league without conceding a goal, but obviously they're not going to get to that 10 game or the 11 game milestone. They're not going to get to 10.
Yeah, and just after that, literally 2 minutes after that, the other game I picked as a one to watch saw Chester take the lead against Hereford.
It's a big goal in the playoff race. Banbury coming forward once again. Perrott takes down his man, but it looked like he went down a bit easily. It's just going to be a corner to Banbury, but
Lewis Hall did everything he could to try and trick the referee that he was fouled.
Alfreton Sleep aren't happy with that. I think it's one of them where the referee wasn't quite enough for it to be a penalty, so he's kind of gone in for the middle ground and awarded them a corner. It didn't look like a corner. It looked like it was either going to be a penalty or a goal kick.
Yeah, well, he touched it. He touched it round Perrott, didn't he? And then when he realised he wasn't getting there, threw himself to the ground, and he's give a corner. And George Willis protested, but obviously once these things are given, they do not get changed.
Nope. Corner's going to be coming in from this near side to us. In it goes. Willis gets a hand to it just to tip it over the men in the box. It's going to be another corner to Banbury on the opposite side. Looked like it was just a bit too far. If he'd have tried to claim that, it could have gone all sorts of wrong. So I think he did the smart thing in just sort of tipping it away.
It's clear
conceding another corner.
Lawson Diath is the set piece taker because he's ran all the way over from the left-hand side of the corner and hit the right-hand side of the corner. So we've gone from an in-swinger to an outswinger. Outswinger's notoriously easy to deal with for goalkeepers.
And it comes.
As
Easily dealt with by the goalkeeper.
George Willis catches it. No mad stuff for the goalkeepers, no mad stuff.
Yeah, I think we'll just circle back to Jerry McDonough. He's been absolutely superb since his introduction on loan. He's someone who's not really been able to settle down at a club. He's had quite a few different teams in his career already, but since joining Alfreton has just been excellent, really.
Yeah, proper hold-up striker. The way he brings the ball down and plays it out to people in space who are running forward with momentum is really, really impressive. And he's one of those strikers where unless you come to every game and you can watch him, you don't realise how important he is. Yeah, unless you, and I think you've got to have a bit of an understanding of football and kind of how much of that is a real dog roll to kind of run around, throw your body and try and bring the ball around and play it off to other people, because you don't get, I mean, he's got the assist tonight, but that's because he was running in behind. Yeah. But often he's setting up people to get assists, and he's starting the playoff to get goals when he flicks it on or he knocks it down. I mean, we think to South Shields last week, that little samba flick he did with his chest round the corner when he brought it down, and he didn't get an assist for that. He didn't get on the end of the finish for a goal, but he made that.
Yeah, without that little touch, the goal doesn't happen. Alfreton don't win the game. But I think he's, as you say, his hold-up play has just been superb.
As he flicks it in behind for Jordan Thulis, but he can't quite get there ahead of Simon May, who's in his corner, looks to boot it long, but is blocked by Thulis, and it's a goal kick for Banbury now.
But yeah, I mean, even though he is, he's not just a hold-up striker, is he? He's been chipping in with the goals here and there, been getting into those positions, and as you say, got the assist for the opener tonight. He can do it all. Banbury going long from their goal kick. Nothing coming of it. Headed back away. Adam Lund trying to chip it over the back line. McDonough is there to pressure, as is Cantrill.
Yeah, Banbury playing an unusually high line at this level. We often talk about teams setting up low, setting up mid-blocks, low blocks, not leaving much space in behind for when those long balls come. The flick-ons come and it's kind of dead space for the goalkeeper to come and collect the ball, or a defender just to head it away. But Banbury seem to be pressing a little bit higher up the pitch. They seem to be persisting with their kind of three at the back in possession, with kind of someone sitting a bit deeper in the midfield, and it's modern.
It's modern, yeah,
and
you can say that.
I'm not too convinced of how it's working for them, because it seems that there is a fallback. It's transitioning. There's a lot of transitions I'm seeing with this Banbury team in and out of possession. On the when they're comfortably on the ball, which has. I don't have a clue, because I think I've spotted 3-4 off-arm formations from Banbury already.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say it's a bit all over the place, but I feel like that's unfair. It's the wrong phrase to use, but it's just constant. You can't pinpoint who's going to be where in certain phases, which is going to be a nightmare.
The thing is, when you transition too much, I mean, it's obviously very kind of prominent in the game now, where teams have transitions into new formations and shapes, and kind of depending on the phase of play where the ball is on the pitch, or to counter a certain player. But if you transition too much, you're going to get caught out eventually, and I think that's what happened for the goal. Yeah, because they knocked it long, the game transitioned too quickly, and they were in a three at the back, and McDonough easily got down the channel with. And there was only so many players to get into the box for Banbury, because they were playing that high line. So if Alfreton win the ball and get forward quickly, I think that's where they're going to be able to cause problems for Banbury. Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing now that we've got a long throw in. They're at a kind of like a 4-3-2-1.
It's something, yeah.
And then when they're kind of playing out from the back, they're playing like a 3-back, depending on which side of the pitch the ball's on. Yeah. the fullback on that side goes forward and the other one tucks in. But I've seen a 4-4-2 at one point. Where we had the ball at the back and the wingers tucked in, and it's all well and good having those transitional plays. But I could, if they need to be transitional plays that can be solid against kind of if they get caught out, and I'm not totally convinced that's going to be the case. As you can see, he's kind of made that 4-4-2 there for a moment as as Aiden Elliott-Wheeler kind of went in as a second striker.
It's something that you don't really often see.
Now you're seeing this kind of like three back again as when that midfielder dropping in deep.
It's open, but I think they've been, besides the goal, which I think was a slight anomaly, obviously, with the goalkeeper's distribution going straight to an Alfreton man, and then having it fall through perfectly for Jerry McDonough. We've seen a lot of like.
I think even the Banbury players are getting frustrated with each other. I mean, Emmanuel Maher Owesu is kind of. I'm seeing him growing more and more frustrated with the lads at the back. I think it's kind of set up for them to get forward and get in those wide areas. And Lawson Diath is supposed to be the one that comes in deep and kind of links the kind of centre of the pitch to the wide areas. But all that's happening is Cantrell's pressing up on him. And he's dropping further and further and back, and he ends up joining the back line. And they've played a long ball up the pitch that went straight through to George Willis and give away possession. And if they hadn't played that long ball, someone might have took it off them, and then they had an awkward shape. And Billy Fuster's in behind.
It's a great tackle. It's a great tackle by the number 3.
Jack Davies, great sliding challenges. Billy Fuster looked like he was going to get between the gap between the full-back and the centre half as he took a great first touch into the area.
I was going to say, very interesting build-up to that opportunity, Alfreton winning it back in the midfield. And a cheeky back heel from the referee, unintentional, of course. Liam Waldock getting in behind the defence here. Tries to tee up Jerry McDonough. It's a little back heel flick. I think he knew he couldn't quite get it under control to shoot.
I think that was meant to be his touch, and his legs kind of dragged.
I think it was going to be.
Round.
I think he's tried to rescue it and kind of play it through to maybe slip through Jordan Thewlis, but he couldn't quite get it under control.
Can I just say that ball's come in to Jerry McDonough 15 yards in the air. He's watched it drop down, and as it's come, he's played a little kind of reverse volley pass behind his shoulder, over his left shoulder, out wide to Billy Fuster, who then threaded it through, kind of an inverted run from Liam Waldock in behind the Jack Davies, and he put it in, and Jerry McDonough, I think, just wanted to kind of touch it down, and his momentum kind of dragged his leg, and he ended up doing a bit of an Anthony spin. And the ball just got away from him, and it looked like it was going to go to Jordan Thewlis, who was in a bit of space, but he flicked his leg out to desperately try and keep it under control and flicked it into the goalkeeper's hands. So a shot on target.
If you can call it that.
It's another way to describe it, but we do things a long way.
Lovely. But again, it's Banbury getting caught out in behind. There is the space available.
They're making
for the runs to be made.
3 at the back, and they go along. We knock it back, and Jerry with a quick little flick, putting us on the front foot quickly before they can transition back into a defensive shape. Because what we're seeing with their transition is that their attack and transition is out of its depth defensively, and unless their attacking build-up is correct, they're getting caught out.
Well, hopefully. Oh, yeah, an offside there from the Banbury forward. It looked like they would have
on the far side.
It looked like they could have had an opportunity there because he kind of spun away from Newell, but obviously did so from an offside position. It looked tight, but no immediate protests.
I'm seeing a 4-2-3-1 now. If you look with...
It is bizarre. It is bizarre. But then he's dropping back in now. The man on the far side. You could call it. It could be a 4-3-3 even. With the number 9, Charles coming out to the left. You just can't pinpoint it really, I don't think.
No, like they've set this up almost as a kind of... Honestly, I don't know where anyone's playing.
Willis trying to look in behind for Jordan Thewlis down that left-hand side. He just about evades him, and it's out for a Banbury throw in the defensive third. Almost a great knock, though. I think you can could argue either the wind or the rain has slightly picked that one up and just about got the edge on it for it to run out of play.
Yeah, we say every week how much of the effect the conditions can have on the game with a wet pitch.
And it's not going to get any drier.
I
in the
think,
coming weeks, I don't think.
the wet pitch does favour Alfreton Town. The ball primarily coming in the air.
Yeah,
but
I don't think that's any secret.
Also, we've proved with total football a bit earlier on. We kept the ball on the
That one instance was lovely to see. And it was a clever little bit of play from everyone involved. Thewlis unhappy that he's not been awarded a free kick there for going down under the challenge of his man. But I don't think...
headed it back towards. Obviously, he was kind of the last man in behind. Tried to flick it back towards an Alfreton player. Felt he was pushed unfairly.
I think he had a case. But it was one of those where it's not really enough in it for it to be a free kick. Yeah, maybe if it's one of those in the sort of defensive third where the defender goes down easily, you'll see it given. You'll
be hearing some protests from the Alfreton fans behind the Banbury goal. There are Banbury fans behind the Alfreton goal, but there's about 8. So,
but it's one of those. It's not a nice trip to make on a Tuesday night. It's not a nice evening.
Well, I think the
cancel clipped.
The away fixture at Banbury, I believe, was a midweek game that I didn't go to. I said
so. It must have been far for you to have not gone. In the midst of that, George Cantrell was clipped on that far side. Sort of a late challenge. I think the defender knew. Kind of tried to retract his leg, but he wasn't able to in time. And there's going to be a chance for Nathan Newell to fizz one into the area.
Yeah, we've had a couple more goals as Curzon have taken the lead at Peterborough Sports. Obviously, we'd be hoping for Curzon to drop points, but, you know, what can you do? Spennymoor are leading at Warrington. Obviously, Warrington are high-flying this season for a newly promoted side. I was a bit surprised at their performances so far this season. I don't think I mentioned Buxton are 1-0 up at Gloucester. And Boston have taken the lead at Darlington, so the wheels have come off the Darlington bus after that 4-0 win on Saturday against Shields, which we were all a bit surprised by. And Saturday's supposed opponents, obviously before the game got called off, Kingsland Town have taken the lead at Brackley, which is good for us. Obviously, Brackley a team around us in the playoff places, so if Kingsland take points off them, obviously we're having a break on Saturday as well.
Yeah, another little bit of time
Great
off for the
flick
squad.
On from Jerry McDonough.
He has kept it in Thewlis, but
yeah, that's just
not able to.
The wet pitch. The ball's just running and running, and it doesn't slow down.
Wasn't quite able to keep it in possession. You know, he sort of flicked it to keep it in play, but then he knew it was either going to be giving them a goal kick or giving them the opportunity to play out from a slightly more difficult position.
I think he played it off the post.
Not off the corner flag.
But apparently, we aren't moving.
Aren't moving. That would be brilliant.
We are frozen. We are frozen.
Oh dear. We don't know if we can still be heard. But we're going to try and solve that now.
How's that going? Are we back in the room? Are we back in the room? I think we might be back in the room. Oh, Dwayne Wiley! Oh, he's offside. Oh.
We are back.
We're back.
I believe we're back.
We were temporarily frozen in titanium like Han Solo, but we've been saved.
Yeah, we actually just got frozen solid. That light coming down wasn't actually the floodlights. We were just being crystallised in time in these seats. But hopefully we are back.
But we were saved.
Might have caught Dwayne Wiley's chance from an offside position.
Yeah, kind of ball fell to him just on the edge of the 6-yard box where he struck it. And here's this chance again where Banbury looked to play along and it comes back, and Jerry McDonough charged through the channel again, almost identical to the goal we scored earlier. But the Banbury defender makes a challenge, and Jerry's slowly getting back up to his feet. He seems to be in some pain. He's kind of like on his knees.
I was going to say it was a sort of combination of challenges from Fleming and Davies. The number 6, the centre half, Ty Fleming, sort of came in with that sliding tackle and won the ball, but it kind of sandwiched him.
Yeah, he's got
McDonough between him and the full-back.
a right big limp on, and his shorts have gone. He needs to.
I was going to say, yeah. It didn't look like a comfortable one, put it that way, but he is back on his feet and he is moving quite gingerly.
Yeah, just kind of. I thought he was getting back up, but he kind of just crawled like he was celebrating like Baffotimbi Gomis for a good 15 seconds before he got to his feet, and he's moving in. I think it looks like an impact injury.
Yeah, he should be okay.
I'm sure Ollie'll give him some paracetamol at half time.
Yeah, it'll kick in.
But some painkillers.
Maybe some ibuprofen if he's lucky. Only if he's on an empty stomach.
Come back out on morphine.
Banbury looking to clip a ball in behind, straight out for a goal kick. They've not really threatened besides that sort of spell early on where they had the first shot of the game, and then maybe the 2 corners are as close as they've come since then. But they've not looked too impressive going forward, trying to sort of play out from the back, pick the passes, break the lines. It's not really worked for them just yet. I've always got to cover myself in case 2 minutes later they do exactly that. But so far, it's their game plan doesn't really seem to be coming off. At 1-0 down, being caught out in behind. And it's not only the one occasion, there's been multiple times where Alfreton have found the space behind the back line, just not quite been able to add the second.
I think this thing with the way Banbury are playing and the constant transitions, it's not to be too critical, but it almost feels like your secondary school PE teacher who coaches the football team has gone on YouTube for some tactics and he's watched 6 or 7 different videos and he's tried to mesh them all into one one kind of style of play. That's what it feels like. It's like he's trying to be a bit too clever and they've lost the ball. George Cantrell gives it into Jerry McDonough, who finds Fulis on the edge of the area. Strike. Saved by Jack Harding in the net.
And he plays the ball out to the left-hand side. Gets over Perrott. Willis makes the claim, though. Only a couple of inches short from that being a superb ball through to the winger for Banbury, Elliot Wheeler, sorry.
I think Perrott always wanted to let that ball run through to Willis. Willis, nice and early on the edge of his box, letting him know that he was there. The ball
Good bit of communication.
Through, but it was a bit tight.
It was, but he read the flight of the ball. He knew he was going to be able to claim it, Willis.
Yeah,
Told Perrott to stay away. And he did.
Sure, Perrott will be liking and retweeting the team sheet graphic because he's on it. Absolutely lives for it, that man.
Now that he's got his long hair.
Look at that leap from George Cantrell.
So impressive because he's not the tallest of players, is he? But he times his jump so well the majority of the time.
He wins
and
headers
beats
like
players
he's
taller than
6'2".
Yeah. Couldn't really ask for much more in the air from a midfielder of his size. Go on.
Well, have a look around the league, and I have had confirmation that only the camera crashed. We could still be heard while that was
okay, that's good.
A technical issue. But from around the grounds in the National League North, obviously we are 1-0 up here at the Impact Arena against Banbury United. Boston United lead by 1-0 against Darlington. Brackley Town are losing 1-0 to Kings Lynn Town. Buxton are 1-up against Gloucester City. Charlie are winning against Tamworth. Curzon and Ashton are now drawing with Peterborough Sports after Peterborough equalised moments ago. Farsley, Celtic and Blythe are still 0-0. Chester have taken the lead against Hereford at Hereford, as mentioned earlier. Scarborough, Southport, Southfields and Scunthorpe are all still level. And Spennymoor Town are winning against Warrington Town. That's your update from around the National League North.
Banbury sort of sitting in that position that they want to be, with their captain able to kind of pick the passes be patient in possession, but it hasn't worked from here, and Alfreton could get something on the break. McDonough playing it back into Thewlis.
Is that a Chris MD reverse step over from Jerry McDonough there?
Could be the only skill move that he'll ever do in a Billy Heath team.
Yeah, just not enough bodies forward. Obviously, we've spoke about Banbury getting caught out with this strange transition they have. And had there been another body forward supporting Jerry McDonough, could they have got caught out with only 2 players back, closing them down, one in the area, no one for Jerry to pass to, did his reverse step over, looking to come on the outside.
We're going to see hopefully going to see an Adam Lund trademark long throw into the area from this right-hand side, quite far up the pitch. And it comes towards the front post. Diggy trying to get something on it. It's bouncing around to the edge of the area, cleared away eventually by Ken Charles of Banbury. Waldock knocking that one back to George Willis, who's got time to get it clear.
He goes long, very similar to how we scored last Tuesday from a corner, back to Willis, long ball forward, but no joy this time.
Adam Lund trying to deal with this ball, and he does. Fuchsia attempting a clever little flick in behind. It's not quite come off from those, slightly too far away from the ball in the air to get something on that.
I think the boys have been watching that movie about Pele, the Jenga. Well, they're all trying to do fancy flicks.
Oh, McDonough got that little bit of samba introduced with that kind of chest flick last week. Maybe it's gotten into him.
Well, he's been around quite a few clubs. It wouldn't be impossible that he played with Ronaldinho.
No.
It probably is impossible, but
probably is, but for the sake of the
story.
Of the story.
What's the story? Banbury kind of knocking the ball around on the halfway line.
There you go. There's the sort of line breaking pass that they're looking for. Ken Charles not able to fully poke it through though.
Because
I think they want.
Diggy.
I think they want those. They want those sort of spaces between the midfield and the back line, but they're so vulnerable on the counter, as we're seeing once again.
Brought down. What a little flick that was from Jerry McDonough. The referee doesn't pull it back for a free kick. Not too sure about that.
No, it did look like it could be one of those that would get given. There is advantage played for Banbury as they try to get back on the break themselves. Willis taking out Ken Diggy in that claim, and he is staying down.
Both men are still down. Ken Diggy now doing the Bafferton Gourmet, but he's back up. I think Willis has been
caught. Could be hurt.
He looks like he's been caught in the area. I'm not too sure I can stay on the stream.
No, does look that way though, but he is back to his feet.
As we know, that won't force him off, but he'll be feeling sick for the next couple of minutes.
Diggy apologises. Obviously completely unintentional, but that'll sting for a little while, I'd imagine. And away it goes from George Willis up towards Jerry McDonough. It's kind of run out of play on the left. Gives him a bit of a breather.
I just realised I've been calling number 4 Simon May, but I actually think it's Simeon May.
I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a typo, but I'd go with Simeon for the time being.
Yeah, no, there's water on my glasses, I can't see.
It's that light shining on the team sheet. Banbury still maintaining this style, trying to play out from the back. And very timely, playing it off the pitch. As I say that for an Alfreton throw, under very little pressure. On the halfway line, Adam Lund looking to go down the line quickly towards McDonough. It's a little bit short, which is something you don't hear very often. An Adam Lund throw not reaching its final destination.
You know, when we commentate on these games, I try and take a more tactical standpoint of analysing the opposition team. And I am lost. Honestly, a better analogy than the one I made earlier about the PE teacher, it'd be like, it's like you're playing 5 or 6 aside with your mates, and you go, should we have a formation or positions? And everyone goes, nah, just go where you want. That's what it looks like, because I can't figure out where anyone's playing.
No, I think the only sort of constant is the captain Diath picking the ball up in the centre circle And when they've got those sort of moments in the game where they've got the players forward and he can sort of sit there and try and dictate what's going to happen, but it's a rarity so far.
The players at the top of the pitch have no idea what their actual position is because they've swapped and swapped so much. I mean, Elliot Wheeler, for example, started out on the right-hand side. I've seen him play up front. I've seen him play in the 10, and now he's on the left wing. We've got Ken Charles, who started on the left. I've seen him drop into the 10, and now he stood up front with Ricky Johnson, who I've seen play in the 10. I've seen him in the 6 at one point. I mean, I'm sure there's some logic to it, but and I'm only saying that it's not to upset anyone because I don't have a clue.
No, that'll it'll look good if they come back to beat us and he gets clipped up.
I can
You've
see
got
that
calling their gaffer a PE teacher who's gone home and watched some Pep Guardiola tactics and just put all of them in at the same time.
No, for me, it's just a bit overly organised.
Do you reckon?
I think they've tried to cover all angles, and you can't do that in football. You can't cover every angle. Every shape and every system has its
can
pros
be exploited.
And its cons. There is, and it seems that they've tried to come up with a system that blocks those like cons of any kind of one given system by playing multiple systems that kind of complement each other well. But it's a bit too much.
Yeah, and it's still yet to prove its worth thus far. Not really getting them any opportunities in behind. As I say, they had that chance in the first minute with the first real opportunity of the game, but since then they've been quite flat. They've not created a lot. Alfreton have been quite happy to sort of sit and wait and frustrate them and be ready to catch them on the counter. And it's happened on numerous occasions, and obviously that one in the early stages, finding the end product, Liam Waldock putting it in the back of the net for 1-0 is the difference so far.
The thing is as well, I looking at a lot of the Banbury players, is they look quite, that's great from Jerry McDonough, but Waldock had nowhere to go.
No, and he has lost out, unfortunately.
Killed, but a lot of these Banbury players do look clever. I'm thinking like they're gambling at the right times and they're changing the kind of focus of the press at the right times instead of, you know what I mean, they're trying, they are clever. So I'm not saying that these players couldn't play a very multi-dimensional system, but for me, it just seems to be getting tangled. I mean, I could see a team trying to play two systems to try that complement each other well, but then you might find a problem with it and add another system, and then as you find problems with it, it just becomes more of a knot to untangle.
Yeah, as you say, there clearly is some method to the madness that we're seeing, but
I mean, it's not like they're really struggling in this league. I mean, they've struggled recently, but they're not in much danger for me. I mean, another example for me is
half-time.
Half-time.
I was going to say
quickly, Emmanuel Maheta-Wesu I've seen play in the kind of 6, centre-half and the 10.
He's been all over the place, hasn't he?
Yeah, so
just at the end there, Liam Waldock, pretty sure, picked up a booking right at the end. The free kick wasn't actually able to be taken in the end. They were taking their time over it, making the decision of who was going to take it. And they didn't get the chance to. So, half-time, Alfreton Town 1, Banbury United 0.
Yeah, and just before we go, 2 more goal updates. Spennymoor have doubled their lead against Warrington at Spennymoor, and Brackley have equalised at home to Kings Lynn. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back as the second half starts. Hopefully we get back as the players are coming out this time rather than as they're doing the
speed through the teams this time, though.
But nothing's easy, is it? So we hope to see you in the second half here at the Impact Arena.
Right, so we are back for the second half. Teams are back out, ready to hopefully see Alfreton Town come out and get a few more goals, win the game. Obviously shooting to the unfamiliar left-hand side of the ground this time from our perspective.
And pay attention, what shape are Banbury playing here?
Oh, good luck.
What's the formation? Great, that this isn't a formation.
No.
There's no one.
Well, take it with a pinch of salt because it is the kick-off, so
It looks
they're going to
like
pump it down this side.
it looks like a 3. A 3.
No.
3-4 is what I'm going with from the kickoff.
Wait and see how they shape up after a couple of minutes from the kickoff. We are back underway here at the Impact for some action. Banbury with the early chance down this right-hand side, looking to
Get past Dwayne Wiley.
make something happen, but they
wins
can't.
it.
McDonald with the flick
Oh, Jerry McDonald's done really
for
well.
himself.
It's an absolutely huge switch across, and Billy Fuster's going to keep it in.
Does. We've got Perritt coming back in support. Here he is. Clips it up towards Waldock. Bit too much on it though. Defender recaptures the ball for Banbury, and they can look to get it down and play.
Here we go. It's definitely like a 3, isn't it? It's like a
There is a 3 that's kind of a constant at the back.
It looks like a 3-4-1-2, but they're playing with wingers at times. And I give up. All right, no more formation talk. I've had enough because I'll be thinking about this until the early hours of the morning.
Lawson Diath with a nice bit of play there as you endured the Matty meltdown.
It's going to be memed, isn't it? Matty trying to figure out the Banbury formation.
50 minutes in, it could be a back four. Lawson Diath kind of getting on the ball, and again he's in the sort of struggles that we've had with the formation. We can at least say that he's been relatively picking up the same sort of areas in the whole game, because they look to get him on the ball more often than not. And, it seems like they want him to be the one to make things happen. He's taking corners from both sides, so he's obviously technically preferred.
Great tackle from George Cantrell as Diath held the ball on the edge of the final third, but George Cantrell wins it, plays it back, long ball, but out for a Banbury throw-in on the far side near the home dugout.
Did we start the timer for the second half? No, we didn't.
Oh, well, Big Q, after bragging about how he'd remember to start the timer for the first half, moments later forgot to start the timer for the second half.
Glorious. Nice bit of play, actually, from Alfreton in the middle. Fuster goes out wide to Waldock, but it was a bit of an ask for him to create something from that kind of angle. Recovered by Banbury and sent long. They are still on the ball here in the midfield, looking to play a ball in behind towards Charles. Gets past Diggy. It could be a chance for an equaliser. Willis comes out magnificently.
Willis.
Smothers it. Great save. Good bit of goalkeeping. Banbury keeping the pressure on, though. We will praise that in full when we get the opportunity. Cross doesn't come to anything. Thewlis goes back to Newell, who'll get this one clear.
I would have given it a standing ovation, but it just got an ovation because I need to be in shot.
But yeah, that's a fantastic piece of goalkeeping. He's come out off of his line.
Very quick, shown the player inside, and he's gone and touched it there, and he's just collapsed himself on top of the ball.
Yeah, and although that he couldn't keep hold of it, he put his body in the right place to make sure that the striker couldn't get, well, I say striker, he's been all over the front line, but the forward wasn't able to get a second bite of the cherry, and it was eventually cleared away, keeping the score at 1-0. Banbury still in possession, though. They've come out of the traps a little bit more lively than we saw in the first half, I think it's safe to say. Although that switch not coming off for them. Jordan Thewlis with the interception, turning around, looking to drive at the back line. Playing it in behind, looking for Billy Fuster. Bit too much on it, though, out for a Banbury throw.
Yeah, just a bit. It was a audacious pass from Thewlis. And a bit of an ask for Fuster to do something with it.
Good bit of defensive work, though, to make the interception and have the confidence to turn and run forward.
Oh, well. A score I didn't expect. South Shields, who beat here last Tuesday, lost to Darlington 4-0 at the weekend, have taken the lead against second place Scunthorpe United just as the second half has restarted. Usually we bring you the scores from across the leagues in, for other
Sort of
teams,
local
kind of
sides.
local around us. But probably Warsaw's the most local side playing tonight. 2-0 up against Markham.
Speaking of, go on.
I was just thinking if there was anyone else that maybe...
Touchline ban. There you go, drop that in.
Manager Billy Heath, 1 booking away from a touchline ban,
We think.
we think.
Obviously been suspended from the touchline already this season.
Twice this season.
Really?
Gloucester away.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I forgot about his, the red card at Gloucester.
And obviously he missed Warrington as well, away. Gloucester away was the biggest shambles I've ever seen. I won't say too much, but
I think Alfreton were left somewhat displeased with the officiating on that day.
yeah, Mr. Liam Corbett has blood on his hands.
Banbury looking to play a direct ball. There's a foul been given here.
Emmanuel
I think on Billy Fewster.
stayed down.
Didn't look like much between the pair of them, but the
Physio's
physio
good.
is being instructed
I
on.
look at the pace of this physio go.
Goodness me.
That's the fastest physio I've seen this season. It's a young, I don't know if he's young, but he's short. But his legs haven't half moved there to get on the pitch. I mean, he's had to run from inside the Alfreton half all the way to the edge of the Banbury box. It's a good 40-yard sprint, and he hasn't half moved with some speed. That might be the fastest physio we've seen this season.
Yeah, not that he's keeping track.
Get that in the
But he-
highlights, the
but he
physio running on the
thinks.
pitch, because I think that's the most exciting thing that might happen for the rest of this game. There's Alfreton fans in good spirits. I've lost my team sheet.
It's really lost. Goodness me. How's it got there? Well, we have got a spare, thankfully.
Courtesy of Bill.
Thanks, Bill, as always. The Banbury man is still down here on the edge of his area. I think he might have been caught in the eye, potentially. I'm imagining he's
I didn't even
got
see
some
what
blood.
happened.
No, I didn't see what happened, but I think from the reaction from the referee, it looked like he just had to get the treatment on as soon as he could. And he is wiping his face, so I suspect that he's just been unintentionally caught.
And an interesting goal for us as Southport take the lead against Scarborough at Scarborough.
Ooh. That is a positive for Alfreton.
That's the only one I think, as mentioned as well, South Shields had gone 1 up.
Throw-in played down the line by Banbury, but it's collected by Dwayne Wiley and sent back up the line. Fewster keeping that one in. Only as far as Cantrill. Lund looking to clip that one in behind for McDonagh. It's headed clear by the defender Ty Fleming for Banbury.
Adam Lund going over to get the ball off Sol to launch an absolutely huge throw at the box. Obviously, I don't think he's given him a spare ball. We are notorious for keeping spare balls at our home dugout to give to Adam Lund for the long throw-ins, which South Shields really, really struck up a problem with.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they were very upset.
In comes the throw.
That might be
Towards
the
Diggy, it's dropped. It dropped into a good area, but it was just unfortunate that that sort of area wasn't withheld by any Alfreton players. Cantrill trying to recycle it and get it back into the box. Cross was a little bit sort of behind the front line, and Banbury have a chance to break. It's Diath again with a ball in behind for Charles, who can't quite get it on target, but it's a block actually from the recovering Harry Perrott,
and
it will be a corner.
Banbury fans behind the goal erupt into applause as they've won a corner.
I'd say give them a bit more appreciation than that. It's
maybe 12 actually now.
It's for any team to turn out on this Tuesday night, a horrible evening, really. Again, not as horrible as it was the other week, but still not really a pleasant one, not a nice trip to make.
And Diath on that outswinging corner again on the right side.
In it comes, headed by Thewlis, not quite
Dwayne
clear.
Wiley.
Dwayne Wiley, not quite clear. Cantrill managing to win it back brilliantly, chopping inside and laying it off for Nathan Newell. Could be a counter on for Alfreton here. They've got numbers up. If he can get the pass right, it's down to
Thewlis. With Lewis Hall.
There's numbers arriving. It's it potentially nicked back. Not
hands
quite
on the
the
shoulders.
pass.
Referee shakes his head.
Waldock felt he was fouled there, and I think a lot of the fans behind the goal did as well. But nothing doing. The referee is not interested, and the game goes on.
While we've got a bit of time, as I corrected the header down there, I realised I owe you an apology because when we played South Shields last Tuesday, you said that Sean Brisley scored the goal against South Shields, and I said I think it was Lewis Salmon. And you said, all right then, because I was there at the game.
You were?
And I was wrong.
Well, there we go.
I was pulled up on it. one of my friends went back and checked. And
thank you to whoever that was.
He actually didn't tell me.
Fight in my corner.
He actually didn't message me to say you got it wrong. He messaged someone else and was like, haha, might you get it wrong? And then he told me that I'd got it wrong.
Respect, whoever that is.
So yeah, I thought, not ideal. But I don't know why I remember. I think on the day we thought it was Salmon when it went in.
Maybe I wasn't there. I think I just remember checking up on the score because it was one of the opening games of the season. I was trying to keep updated. Ball out for a goal kick to Alfreton.
Maybe
Diaz trying to play it in behind.
Maybe the ball was played in bounds. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was, but I did. And I was really sure.
You were so sure that I just believed you. I mean, you were there, so I had every right to take your word for it.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm quite good at being sure for myself. Obviously, we've had problems sometimes where the reception's not open when we get here, and we've got to walk through the gate and the stupid stop here and be like, who are you? But I do it with such a swagger in my step and such confidence that they don't ask me.
No, I wasn't quite blessed with that charm. There's been a few times I've been stuck at reception and had to bell you, Matty, can you come and get me, please? They're not letting me in the ground. But we've bypassed that now, I think. We're regular enough that they know our faces.
Regular enough? I'm here every game.
Well, yeah, but at the start of the season, it was a bit of a... You just see this tall ginger lad walking in with his northern accent. No hello, just in you come. Could have been anyone.
Northern tax.
Northern tax. McDonough with an opportunity to battle for this one in behind. Oh, it's a soft one from the referee.
Just a bit of a wrestle. The referee wasn't happy to let that go. I mean, I think he used force to bring down the Banbury player. George Cantrell now plays out to Jerry McDonough on the right-hand side as he attacks the half.
Fused to overlapping. Ops against using him. Tries to get the ball out of his feet. Lays it back to Cantrell. He goes to Waldock. Is he tripped? He's not. He's lost the ball. Banbury could break here. They've not really got the numbers forward. But it's a nice pass out wide from Diaz to Charles, who comes into the middle.
He strikes.
Gets his shot away from distance. Didn't really trouble anybody.
You can see Aidan Elliott Wheeler looking at him. Why haven't you given me the ball? He was out on the right wing with tons and tons of space.
This could be a problem. George Willis is down. Obviously, he suffered a bit of a knock in the first half. But he did get back to his feet, but unchallenged has dropped to the floor here. So we could see...
Keep your eye out for flying pigs because Jake Askew could be making an appearance.
He could be. Could be a rare appearance for him. Obviously, he's played this season in the County Cup.
Yeah, he also came on as an outfielder in pre-season.
In pre-season he did. My left back.
The Banbury fans are giving George Willis a lot of grief.
They are, but Jake Askew has been sent out to warm up. So it does look something serious, unfortunately, for Alfreton. Obviously, George Willis, so reliable between the sticks. I mean, recently had that dropped a bit of a clanger at Curzon Ashton, but since then...
He's definitely made up for it.
He's absolutely made up for it. He's recovered fantastically, and put in solid performance.
While
constantly.
we have a bit of time here, we're going to run through the promotions. So, obviously, we are away at Scunthorpe on Saturday, but if you can't come on Saturday, there will be a game here at the Impact Arena on Friday as Nottingham Forest's B team / under-21s take on Sunderland's under-21s in the quarterfinals.
The Premier League Cup.
Quarterfinals of the Premier League Cup. Also, if you like these beautiful hats me and Vaughan are wearing. You can pick them up at the club shop for £11. And finally, if you are an under 18 and you want to come to the Impact Arena for free for the rest of the season, we have an online membership you can sign up for, and you can come and watch some great football for the rest of the season completely free of charge. And the link to that is posted on our socials. And the game's back underway, and George Willis is fine.
He's back on his feet.
There are no flying pigs. Jake Askew is sat back down.
Bless him.
I believe he is actually a pretty decent keeper. I couldn't go to the game at Hena, but because it was called off originally, wasn't it?
It was,
and
yeah.
I couldn't make the rescheduled fixture, but I believe he actually had quite a good game.
Well, from the accounts we've heard, and I've had the fortune of seeing him play before last season against Derby County's academy, and not really covering him in glory. He conceded 5, and we lost on penalties. But that remains the most insane game of football I've ever witnessed, and probably ever will witness.
Jerry McDonough now out on the right wing. Billy Fuster overlapping, but a high cross came in just a little bit too high for John Thewlis to get on the end of it, and the ball will trickle out for a goal kick for Banbury. Well,
yeah, I think so. Have we got anything else from around the grounds?
I'm having a look. No, but what I am going...
What is going on here? No, you haven't just flicked to the radio. I don't know what's just happened, but we've found the Year 9 music lesson DJ button on our soundboard there, unintentionally. Gave me a bit of a shock.
While we have a moment, so I don't get... Oh, hang on, Jerry McDonough.
Could get a chance
space.
here. Out to Waldock, he's got space.
Oh, the ball's got stuck on his feet, but it's...
Oh,
no. Jerry McDonough's fallen over with no one around him. It's flicked up by Fuster at the back for John Thewlis. It's going to be kept
in play.
In. Oh, he's trying to be clever, and Cantrell's intercepted the ball from Lewis Hall. I can't see. The ball's too far. Cantrell's kept hold of it. Give it to Thewlis. I can't.
You've got the better perspective than me here. Banbury could
Banbury
break.
do finally come away with the ball.
Diath again, smart bit of feet to maintain possession. His captain's armband has slipped down to his wrist. Yeah, on he goes.
While we have a moment, I've been asked to give Megan a wave, and because I don't want to get chewed off when I get in, I'm gonna give her a little wave. You didn't give me a wave, so there's the wave. I missed it at half time.
How dare you? Doghouse for you, mate.
And Kings Lynn have taken the lead against Brackley. 2-1 there at Brackley, and it looks like Jake Day is going to be making an appearance. I think Jerry McDonough has been struggling for the last couple of minutes. The Alfreton fans are erupting into applause for... What was that? Yeah, so while the substitutes being made, we'll run through the scores across the league. So obviously we are still 1-0 up. Boston are still 1-0 up. Kingston Town are now 2-1 ahead at Brackley. Buxton are 1-0 up. Charlie are 1-0 up. Curzon and Peterborough Spot are still level at 1-1. Farsley, Celtic and Blythe are still goalless. Chester are still 1-0 up at Hereford. Southport are 1-0 up at Scarborough. South Shields are 1-0 up at home at Scunthorpe. And Spennymoor Town are 2 up against Warrington. No, South Shields 1, Scunthorpe 0. Yes.
There we go.
I believe the scores are now up to date on the screen as well.
So as you say, during that, Jake Day has been introduced in place of Jerry McDonough. He did go down in that first half for a decent period of time, got back to his feet, started the second half, and then whilst Alfreton were on the break there, he offloaded the ball to Liam Waldock and then collapsed to the floor.
Yeah,
sat down. I think he knew his evening was over.
Yeah, I think it's tough as well when you're carrying a knock, especially when it's freezing. I think that knock doesn't quite recover as well as quickly, especially if it's an impact. If it's an impact injury, I think obviously, because usually an impact injury is to do with the joints or to do with a muscle, and that requires usually heat to heal quickly. But then you obviously go with the cold when you want to stop swelling.
Yeah, well, he did get absolutely crunched in that first half as he made that sort of run into the box fairly. But
and Jake Day plays through Fewless. He doesn't get through, but
he's
Jake
back on
Day.
the ball, Jake Day. Tries to let it back to Newell. That's a late one. Referee's going to play advantage, though. He skips the challenge.
Yeah, we can't see at all.
No. Banbury on the right-hand side. Diaz
Yeah.
goes in the middle to Charles. Gives it back, little 1-2. Tries to clip it out to the left-hand side, but it's going to run all the way out for a throw.
Yeah, look, just over the head of Lewis Hall on the far side. So now Lund's going to go over and just throw it out of danger. Get it off the pitch.
Here we go. Down the line it goes. Intercepted by Banbury. They could get a chance here if they can find the man out wide. The number 11, Albert Wood, is in space. They have tried to look for him. Gets his head to it. And it could be a chance. It's a good interception from Ken Diggy. Gets ahead of his man and pokes the ball out of any danger. And the ball is cleared. Great defending from Diggy. Wiley with a sort of reactionary header there to get that one clear. And a good tackle from Cantrill. Referee pulls it back straight away.
He's going to have to book Diaz because...
I was going to say, it would have been a counter-attack opportunity for Alfreton. Jake, they had the ball and could have offloaded it to either winger.
Alfreton win a 3-on-3 there. And they've just received the Impact Arena attendance tonight is 490. So
wow.
no £10 for you.
No, I guessed the gate at 450. 40 short.
Oh.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And it is a booking.
I was really trying not
captain.
to do that. I thought, don't sneeze. We were both said at half time, we've got a bit of a runny nose tonight.
Yeah. So that makes it a booking apiece. Obviously, Liam Waldock booked for Alfreton right at the end of the first half, and now Banbury captain Diaz receives a yellow card for bringing down George Cantrill in the centre circle. Free kick will be taken by Willis towards Diggy. Can't quite get his head to it, but it's going to drop for Waldock. Goes back to Wiley. Now Perrott gets it into the area. Jake Day gets his head to it. It falls for Ken Diggy.
Yes!
And it's in the back of the net.
Ken Diggy gets there
2-0.
first. Pokes it past the goalkeeper after a great flick on from Jake Day. And Alfred double their lead.
It's a lovely little bit of play. Obviously, Perrott finding the ball through. Jake Day immediately with the impact off the bench, heading it through. Diggy with the poacher's instinct to get on the end of that. That's now 1 goal and 1 assist for him in the last 2 games for the centre half. And it's a nice finish. He gets it around the goalkeeper, and it was important that he got enough on it to get it past him, but then not too much to actually put it wide of the post, and it's nestled in that bottom corner. Alfreton Town 2, Banbury United 0.
And just as we double our lead, Boston United also double their lead against Darlington. They are now 2-0 up and still only 1 goal behind us in the, I wouldn't say a race because it's more of a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a marathon's a more appropriate word for it.
Obviously, we're up to 903 goals in the league all time, and Boston are up to 902.
But I think, did I go for 2-0 at the start of the game? I want to say that was my prediction. Will it come through again? Jake Day flicking that one on almost.
Nah,
Brilliantly.
I think it's my turn for the crystal ball tonight, and I said 3.
I'd say it's your prediction probably looking more likely. There's a Ty Fleming shanks that one out for an Alfreton throw. Banbury maintaining to be disciplined or try the sort of expansive approach, playing out from the back, getting it into the wide areas, but still not working for them. They have had a couple of opportunities. Charles getting one at the start of the second half, Willis making a fantastic save.
Yeah, and Adam Lund's just about to launch a ball into the area.
Or is he?
Back, don't look back at Harry Perrott, throw it in the box.
In it goes into the area towards Diggy, headed away by Banbury, only as far as Lund. It goes out wide to Perrott. Looks like he's going to get this one into the box. He does, cleared away. Only reaches Lund once again, and he's taken down by Diaz, who is on a booking. It's going to be a second yellow.
Pocket.
It's surely going to be a second yellow. It is. Banbury captain Lawson Diaz is dismissed. A second yellow card. It's a very late challenge. He was never going to get the ball. Adam Lund gets there first, wins the free kick, And Banbury are down to 10.
Really
just
silly.
after conceding.
Really silly. I mean, he was never getting that ball, and I understand still kind of putting your foot in that area, but you've got to know you're on a yellow card. I mean, it was moments ago he was booked, and not even 5 minutes ago he got his first booking, and that was just something really cynical and silly to do for him. And now Banbury have more than a mountain to climb.
Absolutely, yeah. Just after conceding and just after he got himself booked. It's really not the time that it's going to make it any easier for them. So Alfreton are going to look to...
And he's that player who's been linking that attack.
Exactly,
It'd be interesting to see what formation Banbury play now.
Good luck with that. Lund getting this one into the area. It's going to evade everybody, though.
Jake Day
rescuing it, actually.
Yeah, he does really well. Lays it off to Liam Waldock. Goes back to George Cantrell and all the way back to Harry Perrott. And
Going to go to the goalkeeper.
All the way back home to George Willis.
It goes long towards Day, who's onside. Headed away by Fleming. Don't really know what the referee's given there.
The referee's judged Jake's offside, but I don't think he was.
No, linesman didn't flag.
Just while we have a moment, we've spoke so much over the past few weeks about how good Jerry McDonough is, but I think it's only fair to say how good Jake Day has been in his cameos that he has made, because it must be tough for him, because he's played so well when he comes into the team, and obviously Jerry McDonough's playing so well. We've got two strikers who do that kind of dog roll up front of flicking the ball on, knocking it down for other people, and battling centre halves, and not really seeing the prospers of the fruit too often. But Jake Day has been really good in all his cameras. Obviously scored off the bench against Darlington.
He did.
To put that game beyond doubt. And I think he's up there with the top scorers.
Yeah, I want to say he's on. Is he on 9 or something? 8 or 9?
I think that might be his double digits.
Potentially. I'm not sure. But yeah, throughout the course of this season, he's been magnificent. Obviously, you saw a little bit of rotation between him and the now injured Ryan Taylor. Jake Day seemed to get the majority of football when that was the case. But
Ryan Taylor went on a really good run of performances. And Jake Day finds
Liam
Waldock, who squares it to Fulis. Oh, I'd just like to see him let the...
we could still get something here. No, keeper's done just about enough.
I think Waldock was a bit off balance, and the ball wasn't quite out of his feet, so he decided to move it onto Jordan Thulis, but the chance just went begging.
Banbury looking to find a ball in behind. Willis is going to come and claim it. No problem for him whatsoever. Easy for him to claim.
I'm looking at this Banbury team now, and they just look lifeless.
They do. I think they know that there's
two down.
Almost no route back into the game, bar a miracle.
And I think the player who'd been most influential for them, the player who, we have
a man down.
We've got probably the second most influential player on the pitch for Banbury tonight in Aidan Elliott Wheeler, who's now down, and the absolutely Usain Bolt-like physio legs it across the entire length of the pitch. Now, I said young earlier. I think he is just short, so I apologise if he, for whatever reason, happens to get home and think, you know what I'm going to do?
I'm going to watch the Alfreton Town FC watch-along of this game.
But yeah, probably the most influential, most important player in the build-up for Banbury was Diath, who was playing that role. He was really allowing them to kind of play the systems they were playing.
Yeah,
he seemed to be the key. He kind of was the centre of those things. He was getting on the ball the most in deep areas and looking to link up the transition from defence to attack to wide area from the middle. And now he is no more. He's not dead. He's just been sent off.
Well, there is going to be a first change for Banbury. Going to be replacing the number 7.
Aidan Elliott Wheeler is
number 19.
Ethan Fitzhugh. Is he on loan from Brighton? I want to say, I think he used to play for Brighton.
Honestly, do not know. But that does. No, I want to say Fitzhugh rings a bell.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Right, but I don't know if this is the same.
I think this is the hours and hours of Football Manager I've put in, and I've seen him kicking about at this level, and I like to think it's a loan from Brighton. Or
maybe you've just signed him from Brighton yourself, and you've convinced yourself that he's a loanee from there. But it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Don't be, coming for me if I'm wrong. And just
Something here. Referee's not letting the game restart. He's sprinting over
to the
to
assistant.
the assistant, yeah. I think a member of the Banbury United.
Oh
No.
no, I think Willis had the ball.
Oh,
and
I
the
see,
assistant
right.
said it's a throw in, mate.
I thought he was pointing at a member in the dugout there, but no, it's he's just correcting himself. The ball went out for a throw, which Banbury are going to chuck back into the possession of Alfreton. Obviously, after putting the ball out.
Yeah, I always thought
For
as a
the
kid
injury.
that why would you give the ball back? You know what I mean? You want to kick the ball out, we should be able to keep
You
it.
unfair man, unsportsmanlike.
Oh well, you know, if you're not cheating, you're not
Yeah.
trying. Is what I say.
Adam Lund trying to find Jordan Thewlis. It's quite a heavy ball. I mean, he dropped him first time. There wasn't really much he could do. The ball was on, but it's all the way out for a goal kick to Banbury. I do wonder if the results around us stand at the moment, where would Alfreton end up in the table?
Well, you don't
The
have to
2-0
wonder
win.
because I can tell you. And two very, very good goals for us across the
Mhm.
league. Southport have doubled their lead
Oh, lovely.
against Scarborough. And Peterborough Sports have taken the lead against Curzon Ashton.
Go on then.
So,
Out the posh.
as we and Buxton have gone 2 up and Scunthorpe have equalised against South Shields. So,
We would be, drum roll please,
we would be 5th as it stands with a game in hand on Boston and Brackley, who'd sit below us by a point, and 2 games in hand on Scarborough, who would drop outside the playoffs as things stand.
You got my hint there. Well done. Thewlis on the ball. Great little reverse pass for Waldock.
Oh, he's
Oh, but
just
he's
offside.
Offside and couldn't
Saved
quite get the
anyway.
ball past the goalkeeper.
It's the chemistry, yeah.
Still, it's a lovely ball though from Thewlis.
Yeah, the reverse
Evades the
pass was
defence.
Very, very tidy reverse pass.
But yeah, Waldock not quite able to get it past the goalkeeper, and obviously was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But a nice move nonetheless.
Total
Promising
football.
signs for a third.
It seems I'm looking. There seems to be a lot of rain, but it seems to be quite light.
Mm.
It's a heavy drizzle.
Well, we've the equipment is staying dry, and we're staying dry, so that's all that matters.
Even if we do
From a
look like
selfish
we've been
perspective.
even if we do look like we've been flashbanged.
Yeah. Well, there's just a
That is
mushroom
just-
cloud that's erupted in front of us.
Yeah, I think that is literally just the lights are on and
From the
the water's
floodlights,
getting
yeah.
on the lens.
An unfortunate combination, but what can you do? Nathan
Combination.
Newell, good bit of play. Finds Cantrell in the middle. It goes back to him. Adam Lund
Looks
tries
for
to find Thewlis. Jake Day wanted that over the top, but it's back in possession with Banbury now. Little slip from Lund. Out wide.
Albert Wood, right in the corner, chased down by Liam Waldock. He's going to look to stand him up. I'm breaking my neck trying to see what's going on
Got a
here.
better chance than me, mate.
It goes back to Simeon.
Inside to the substitute. Fitzhugh gets his shot away and out for a goal
Yeah,
kick.
he's
Very
not
wide.
He's not from Brighton.
If he is, then I hope they're not watching that, because it wasn't his not the most spectacular shot, but
And
kind of
I
had to get
believe
it away.
We're seeing another change for Alfreton. Lewis Salmon is going to come on for Jordan Thewlis.
Run his socks off tonight, as always. Jordan Thewlis. Lewis Salmon obviously was left out of the South Shields game prior to the match. Thought about, we believe there was some injury doubt. They didn't want to risk him on the night, but he does make his return this evening.
The lightning fast Lewis Salmon down the wing.
And he comes over to the left-hand side
I was trying to think of
to link up with Newell.
an analogy for because salmon and fish, but I don't know any fast fish, so
No. I know there's a fast physio, if that's any help to you. But here he is, introduced.
that's the YouTube shot. That physio running on and me just getting really excited about it. Look at him go.
No, I reckon it's Quentin putting the tunes on
Oh,
in the middle of the first half. Perrett going down the line to Fuster. Gets his cross blocked, wins a throw.
Adam Lundy's going to launch this in. I wonder, he looks like he's going over. The bench has thrown him a spare ball.
It's one of those as well from the sort of angle where he doesn't have to kind of get the sort of lift on it where he has to actually find it into the area. He can just arrow it straight to where he wants, either at the near post or at the back post, which is just bizarre that you've got that option from a throw-in. In it comes towards the front post, headed away, straight back out to him though. Knocks it back across the face of goal, but it's claimed by the Banbury keeper, Jack Harding, who offloads it down the line towards Fitzhugh. It's a great knock, actually. Dwayne Wiley trying to shepherd it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Banbury.
We're sitting at a very respectable 30 views right now, concurrent.
Very nice.
We have someone watching from inside the ground.
There you go. Give us a wave, wherever you are.
Yeah, if you start waving, we'll give you a wave back.
Unless they're sitting down there.
Unless
we
you're
probably
underneath
won't.
us.
Well, they've got a moment of fame here if they wave back. Not that we'll be able to identify them, but we will point at you.
I'll turn the camera around for the first ever time ever.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't film the game.
No, we will not show a blade of grass on this stream.
No.
Because it's
going to be a
against the National League streaming rules.
second change for Banbury. Ball's about to come up.
Again, Hereford have equalised against Chester, so it looks like the playoff teams are dropping points tonight.
It's a double change for Banbury. The number 20, Lewis Hall, is withdrawn. The first man to come off the field.
Shame.
And along with Ricky Johnson coming off, and in place of the pair of them, we are awaiting confirmation from the board. Number is still being put in. I didn't quite catch it as he leant down.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Is it? Yeah, Craig Hewitt.
Craig Hewitt. And the
He doesn't look like a Craig.
man at the back with the white boots and the curtains didn't catch his number because he just ran straight on before his counterpart actually came off. I want to say that's 17. Zach Scott is introduced. All three changes made now for Banbury. So that's Zach Scott coming on at the back. I say coming on at the back. He'll probably end up front at some point now in this sort of transitions.
There is no concurrent. Yeah, I've also been trying to figure out, do the Banbury players have names on the back of their shirts that have just come off? Or
No, I want to say they've just got the sort of tiny little sponsor label at the top.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. But I thought maybe the kit man / woman's had a mare.
Waldock nicking that one back in midfield, trying to play it down the left-hand side towards Salmon, but it's a bit too heavy and
sent back to the goalkeeper from Simeon Mayer. I'm going to make a point to say his name right after I called him Simon.
we apologise.
And South Shields have retaken the lead against Scunthorpe. And I think
Alfreton throw.
that's
not
Albert
good.
Wood has just ran the ball out.
Dwayne Wiley is down on the
South
field.
Shields 2-1.
He's now sat back up though, the skipper for Alfreton, hoping that there's not going to be
Did you get
any
the
issues
Hereford
here.
goal as well? Yeah,
Physio is being asked to come on. It's not looking good.
Here's Ollie with an opportunity to showcase his own pace. I don't think he's. Quinton makes a good point. We're 2-0 up. He's not going to be in a massive rush.
No, very
to get
true.
over to Dwayne Rowney. It was a respectable jog.
Didn't take the mick. Obviously, Sean Brisley is ready on the bench. Should he need to be introduced, or we might see Clacky come on, Perrett move into centre half. But I think Brisley would be preferred, especially at this stage of a game when you've got a lead to hold on to at 2-0. We'll see how he is. Still receiving treatment. It's just at that awkward angle for us where we're having to sort of lean over the over the gantry. He's been instructed to wait off the field, whether that's to receive treatment or just to be reintroduced when the referee deems fit. We're not sure just yet, but we will see once the game gets back underway.
Kings Lynn have gone 3-1 up at Brackley, as well as,
lovely,
for those interested, Manchester City have won 1-0 against Brentford as Erling Haaland picked up a late winner, which is unbelievable for my fantasy team.
Dwayne Wiley has been reintroduced swiftly from the referee, able to carry on.
Brought down well by
Lewis Salmon out wide,
Salmon.
trying to beat his man, and he does almost. Plays it back to Nathan Newell, gets the ball into the area, headed away by Banbury. Perrett with a firm challenge, ending any chance for a counter-attack. The goalkeeper for Banbury rolls straight back through to him. He's opted to keep it in play rather than just
Well, he went and got to take a touch and accidentally kicked it with his other foot.
He did.
And the ball ran out of the box, so he dribbled it back in before moving the ball on. Billy Heath getting furious about something.
Zach Scott losing the ball in the midfield. Cantrell intercepts, played it to Lund. Fuster now on the right. Has his cross blocked. It's out for a corner. Kind of a similar scenario that we saw not too long ago where he showcased his pace down the flank and then had a cross blocked, but this time wins a corner rather than a throw-in.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Wiley's struggling as well, mainly because he's not going up for this corner.
Yeah, although we are 2-0 up, so potentially he's just sort of
he's still
being on the cautious side. He is actually, yeah. So we may well see a third change, for Alfreton. As the corner comes in towards Adam Lund, who's peeled away at the back post. Header comes in. It was looking like it was going to go just wide of the far post from the header, but Diggy and Day just about unable to get something onto it, and it's run out
all
the way for a goal kick.
We have a score correction. Southport's second goal was ruled out for some reason.
Offside, I'd imagine.
It's the rate that the update live score makes you think that the National League is VAR, because there's a goal. I usually wait until the goal scorer comes in before I say if someone's scored, and the goal scorer came in, so I thought, oh, that's 2-0. And then I'm now looking and it's only the 1.
Oof. Alfred now with another opportunity in the wide area, though it's going to come inside. Great ball. Jake Day in behind, gets his shot away, but it's blocked and out for a corner. Again, a good bit of play. Liam Waldock with a nice sort of through ball at the end, and it just lacks that little bit of end product. It was a difficult shot for Jake Day to take on because he had to sort of keep in mind that he's got to get around the defender as well as beat the goalkeeper. Yeah. And he did enough to get the shot away and win the corner. So it's a good effort.
I'll just say as well, I mentioned we were in 5th with game in hands on the team below us, but I didn't mention that we're 2 points behind Chester with 2 games in hand on them.
Ball corner coming in from Waldock, although before it could reach any red shirts, the referee has awarded a free kick to Banbury.
3 points behind 3rd place Charlie, but we're on the same games played.
You never know then. Ball goes out wide to the Banbury substitute Zach Woods, and it's a storming challenge from Billy Fuster. It's going to be a throw. Banbury throw goes down the line. Diggy intercepts. Lund leaping. Good challenge from Newell. Can't quite maintain possession though. It's Maya Owusu with a long-range effort, and it's over the bar and into the Banbury supporters behind that goal.
Yeah, was playing as a 6, now playing as a 10.
It's one of those players. I wonder if there has been a player that's maintained his position the whole time.
Other than the centre-halves.
And the goalkeeper. Bless you again.
Oh, very unprofessional. Stop sneezing, man.
Banbury have elected to not throw the ball back to George Willis. So they're wasting their own time here.
George Willis walks back around his goal and goes, all right.
Oh no, as the new ball comes back on very helpfully, they do throw the ball over the barrier. So one of them is going to now have to be discarded. Referee. Cushioned little pass there to keep it off behind the goal.
Referee's Mr. Sitter. There's no goalkeeper.
Nicely placed. Multi-ball now in full force. Alfreton. George Willis now lining up the goal kick. The subs board has lit up in the Alfreton Tiger. I think it's going to be added time. It is, and I saw a number 5 flash up there.
I saw the number 5 too, unless I bring enough cases.
No, there you go. 5 minutes of additional time to be played at the end of this one. Lewis Salmon in possession, trying to clip it in behind for Billy Fewster.
He's going to run out for a throw-in. And one more time as the game winds down. If you can't come to Scunthorpe away on Saturday, there will be football at the Impact Arena on Friday evening as Forest's B teams / under-21s take on Sunderland's under-21s in the quarter-final of the Premier League Cup here at the Impact Arena, and more information about that is on our socials. If you're under 18 and want to come to the Impact Arena to watch some good football, you can come for absolutely free if you join up our under 18 membership programme in association with the Alfreton Town Council. You can sign up online and come to the Impact Arena for absolutely free for the rest of the game, and I'm sure you've all marvelled at the absolute beauty of a hat on our heads. You can pick them up from the club shop for £11.
George Willis just letting the clock run down a little bit. He had time. He wasn't pressured for a little while.
Getting good.
You are.
Run through.
It's not a broken record, people. He is just got the voice of a telly shopping salesman.
Telly shopping. Slowly bankruptcy grandparents.
They've bought 8 of these hats already. Throwing on the far side for Alfreton, just going to see the game out now. I'd imagine they've got a comfortable lead. Banbury with 10 men haven't threatened since going down to 10. Haven't really threatened too much.
I think they've had two chances really throughout the whole game. One big one, which Willis did really well with at 1-0. But that's honestly, I think that's one of the moments where I think Willis is arguably won you 2 points, because you're 1-0 up, you could be 1-1, and it's a different game. But he makes that save. But he arguably, I think he won the 3 points at Darlington as well. Obviously, he had that mishap at Curzon Ashton, but I think it's more than made up for it in terms of points on the board.
And I think that was certainly an anomaly from his perspective anyway. We rarely see him make them sorts of errors. But as you say, he's recovered magnificently. Alfreton with a chance on the sort of left-hand area. Squeezed out though. It's back to Newell in towards Salmon. Laid back to George Cantrell.
A neat little chest pass.
Salmon back out wide. Gets ahead of his man. Good recovery challenge though from Zach Scott for Banbury. Out for a throw.
Sol does have a spare ball for Adam Lund. He's not looked at him. The spare ball's come back.
Not long left now at all. Although a chance for a third. Final opportunity for your prediction to ring true.
And a new chance ringing out behind the goal for Liam Waldock. Not heard that one in action yet.
Adam Lund put a little 1-2 with Jake Day from the throw. Cleared away though by Banbury as the cross came in. Cantrell with the challenge. Lund stealing it off of him. Although Ken Charles has fallen on the ball and not managed to keep it.
And as the game's winding down, we have the difficult job of selecting a man of the match.
We do.
Yeah, it's a third straight clean sheet, which has been pointed out, obviously.
I'm going to put a shout in.
Still yet to concede a goal at home this year.
Yes, this calendar year, still yet to concede a goal at home. I'm going to put a shout in for man of the match, Ken Diggy.
And
obviously been a rock at the back, keeping the clean sheet tonight, chipping in with that second goal. I can't fault him tonight.
I was going to give him his man of the match, but he's got Vaughan's man of the match, so I'll switch
Apologies.
it up. And I'll give my man of the match to a very consistent, reliable performer who's won possession back more times than I could count tonight, and that's George Cantrell.
Obviously, with his overturned suspension, able to play tonight. And he's been magnificent.
Into the corner by Dave. Salmon not quite able to keep it in there. Honestly, it's been a bit of a weird game tonight. There's not been too much there's not many passages of play that we've been able to comment on. It's kind of,
unfortunately,
the ball goes long one way. They'll kind of knock the ball around slow, and we're not going to kind of sit here and go, the centre half passes to the other centre half, and he plays it out to the other centre half.
Because you would get bored and irritated, probably.
And then the ball kind of eventually goes long when they've not been able to link it up, and so there's not been too many passages of play to talk about. But as we say that, Billy Fuster charges down the left-hand side towards the corner, whips the
Does
ball
get the ball in.
Jake Day,
It was a nice touch.
Yeah, touch with the right foot, shot with the left foot, but straight down the keeper's throat. I think Perrin's been a good play tonight as well.
Yeah, I think everyone's put in a good shift tonight in a red shirt. It's a good performance. It's an all-round performance. You know, you've had George Willis chiming in at the back, and as we say that, the full-time whistle goes. Alfreton Town 2, Banbury United 0. Another 3 points in the playoff charge. Another clean sheet.
Teams around us dropping points.
Good evening.
A great evening.
Great evening.
We can't complain.
All the technical faults. It's been a great evening.
I
think we've had a faultless second half.
By the tunes playing.
And the tunes.
We've had a great night. We thoroughly enjoyed the events of tonight. If you can't join us on Saturday at Scunthorpe, I will be there.
I won't be, unfortunately. No, I'm back home for a dentist appointment, unfortunately. Plastic behaviour.
Values his teeth more than the fans. Not quite sure about that, but I'll be there on the commentary. I'm sure Quint will be on the commentary with me, so we will have 2 casters for Tuesday if you're not able to travel up. So we hope to see you there. Thank you again for watching tonight here at the Impact Arena, where Alfreton Town have shot themselves further into the playoff charge with a 2-0 win over Banbury, with goals from Liam Waldock and Ken Diggy.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon, as you say, for the Saturday trip to Scunthorpe. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Bye-bye.